Step up.
We are here in another cold day, but I don't have my hat on today, so I guess that's a plus. So
It's
how was
okay.
Thanksgiving?
Very nice. How was yours?
It was good. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you eat a lot of turkey? Still eating turkey.
No, we're not. No, we didn't bring too much back from my sisters because I knew we wouldn't eat but so much. So, but anyway, it was good.
I
Got to see
like.
them, her and her family, so it was nice.
That's nice. I like turkey down here. I like Thanksgiving down here because it's warmer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
lot
They got.
warmer.
I think it snowed this weekend up there in New York. Yeah.
Syracuse was getting 2 feet of snow yesterday, I believe, and it was still snowing. Don't miss that at all.
A friend of mine was coming back from New York, and she sent me a picture. She goes, "We almost got out without any, but I mean, it was snowing, but at least they were heading back down south." So,
Uh,
mm, mm.
so, are you accustomed to driving in snow?
I'm as accustomed as it can be here,
Oh, see, there's the
but I have a
qualifier,
Subaru,
which
which is good in snow, and that's one of the reasons I do like
it's
it.
a front wheel drive,
It's all-wheel drive.
all wheel drive. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but because I usually have to work in snow.
Well, sure,
So,
but yeah,
I mean,
down
I'm
here
not like
we
other
don't have
people.
lots of days. I mean, let's take that back.
There are some people that do, but I'm usually in
You
snow and
have,
everything.
yeah,
I'm
you have
usually
to work. Now, schools down here may anticipate.
if they get a
They
snowflake.
anticipate they need to put soot and ashes on their roads. That old learn. I love it. That's true. Soot and ash. If there's thinking that there might be some snowflakes, school's closed.
And sometimes they might send us
I'm gonna
home.
do some of this.
Sometimes they may send us home early, but that's like if it's icy or something. But
Oh,
I've had very few days, and I've been working with this company 32 years, and I've had
wow.
very few days that we're actually not here for because of weather.
Now, the headquarters are in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, and they're gonna get dumped on.
Yeah, and they're usually there
They're
unless
usually
it's going
there.
to be
Oh,
really bad because they have,
you
they've
have
got
to.
and
Government
people
workers,
need their people. Yeah, so I mean, it's just there are places that will close and nobody will go out, and that's what when people say, when they hoard and raid, it's like somebody is always out. It's not like I've never seen it here to where somebody didn't drive down the road. It might have been one of those days you only see one truck or you see two trucks, but I mean, and not like a horde of them, but one person, especially guys, are going to want to get out and play in the snow. They usually just do, especially in different neighborhoods. Somebody's going to want to get out.
because down here it's a treat. If you lived in New York, not a treat.
Well, no, because I mean it's
It's
like
too much of
it's
it.
like all the time.
It's yes.
And I have had it to where I couldn't get out of my driveway because my car was so low to the ground at the time. Depending on which car we had, it was so low to the ground, and the snow might have been higher. But I have actually had my boss and all offer to come get me. So I mean, like I said, somebody.
They'll
Because I'm
come and
like, I
get
can't
you.
get out of my driveway. Well, I can swing by and get you.
Well, the one thing
That's not what
about
I was going for. It is funny. But see, I'm short too. So, I mean, when I tell people it's up to my knees, it doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, I can walk out there and be
yeah, up to my knees are about 4 inches taller.
4 inches more. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's,
So knee high to a grasshopper,
everything,
huh? It's like
everything
that
is
much.
relative in perspective.
There you
Yeah.
go. Reference your frame of
Frame of reference.
Absolutely. One year we had one of those wooden electrical spools, the old spools, and I put a meter stick. Notice, not a yardstick, but a meter stick, a little bit different, in the snow. So on it, so I could keep track of how high the snow got. It got pretty high and pile deep. Hmm.
So, what's the most you've seen down here? See, I don't even remember.
Down here,
I
I
don't
think
remember.
one year we had, depending on what side of the house we look at, which is kind of
Well, it is.
ironic.
It is, but I
It
mean, it
is
depends on which
which way
way
the wind
exactly.
blows around your house. The back, I think, was 12 inches, but out in the driveway where it was just settled was about 10 inches of snow. And what's nice about when you live down in this rural area, now, we lived in a rural area up north too, but you did not have a lot of tractors going around. You know, there were farms, but they were dairy farms, and they didn't really move around. Down here, they rent out the fields.
Mhm.
So if one farmer lives 3 miles away and he has to go to his field, he drives his tractor.
Mhm.
It's just a common sight. So we had, and I believe it was about 5 or 6 years ago, we had a pile of snow at Christmas time. And our neighbor's husband had passed away, and we didn't know it was him. And the neighbor across the street who worked in construction had big, heavy equipment. He just went and got the equipment. He just plowed the whole road.
I bet we've had some of the
So the ambulance could just come right through.
That's hard, because
Yeah.
out here in the country, especially, that's what happens, and that's why you get. And like I said, I don't want to say you get stuck, but the roads don't get cleared off as quickly
They don't have
because there's so many back roads. And the dirt roads are the very last to get cleaned off. So yes, is it slower? Yes, but a farmer, a boy that is a new driver, a man, they like to play in the snow.
Yeah,
So somebody usually gets out. Especially if you got a 4-wheel drive truck, they're usually wanting to get out and about and just play. Because it is a rarity. So
it
so
is.
you can say, hey, well, while you're out, will you go get me?
Would you just go? Now, and the funniest thing about here is when there's a storm planned, people go and buy bread, eggs, and milk. We talked about this one. Why do you want to make French toast just at those times? I get it. French toast needs those 3 ingredients, but I wonder if they ever check the spice rack for cinnamon, nutmeg. But they just do it. And the other thing that we noticed down here, like our road, it's not a dirt road, but it's not wide, and it has no line down the middle.
Mhm.
So you have to watch where you're going, and everybody likes to drive in the middle.
They do,
Or
especially
on
in
the other
the
side,
especially
they're
in the
British.
especially in the snow.
And they're British, so they think they drive on that side, so you're always passing. And there's no shoulders.
Mhm.
So you may have, the road gets plowed, but there's really no place for the snow to go.
No.
Once those gullies and the swells are filled, then it has to pile on there. So you have a 1-lane road.
And then a lot of times that they will, when they're pushing the snow, then they block you in your driveway.
Oh, well, we used to have that happen up north, yeah.
Because they're just plowing and trying to get the road open. So so then you have to go out there and try to get your own little drive and get out of the driveway and stuff. So
it's like a little, it's an easement that comes through, and that's a space, and the snow fills in, and it really piles up. I've been dealing with so many things the past 2 days. Anyway, but yes, snow. But up north, we used to have it, and of course, they'll put salt down. It sort of melts it, and then it freezes overnight, and then they come through and they plow it. So now you've got in your driveway heavy ice filled.
yeah, I'm out so early, but usually in the wintertime, I won't go out until the sun comes up because I'm usually at work in the dark.
Yeah.
But when it's like that, because you can't see the ice anyway, and then once they plowed it and it freezes, then it is ice.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, I'd rather have the snow. I'd rather drive in snow than ice.
Now,
I don't like ice. Ice, I will stay home for
my
ice.
husband has been, I told him to bite his tongue because he's waiting for snow so he can plow the driveway with his tractor, with a massive Ferguson tractor.
Well, why don't he just pretend like there's snow there and just plow it? He can just dump air. He can
You can practice, John.
Maybe he can pick you up with it or something.
Since we've had the tractor, he hasn't had to use it.
I'm hoping he don't have to use it this year.
At all.
But I had to laugh when I told somebody, I said, the other day, I said, I am not a very good person that backs up well. You know, a lot of people back into a spot or backing into the, but in the snow, you will see how bad I am. It'd be like, I mean, in the driveway at work, I mean, everything at work, it looks like, it's like, who was here? And it was like, it was just me trying to park in the morning, but now in the snow and stuff, I would try to back in so I can just pull on out.
Right.
But no, that shows how bad, I mean, that is the sign of how bad of a backer I am. So anyway.
We had a neighbor when we moved here, and then he sold his home, and he had a teenage boy, and there was snow. And for some reason, this kid was perused several houses. And we kind of dumb because you can follow his tracks. And he was dragging a long stick, which I thought that was kind of strange. And I'm thinking, what is this kid doing when you're dumb? Because we can follow you.
Well, I know that's why it's a perfect time for hunters, because you can follow deer tracks, you can follow the blood if you hit them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, there are good things. But the one thing I do like about it is I love the quietness.
That you can, it's just
quiet.
It is. Everything is still.
And it's just, now that is one of the wonderful moments about it, because you could just, to me, it's just, and it's weird.
Snow looks, when it's coming down, it's very pristine.
Oh, it's very
so
beautiful.
Pretty.
And especially, hanging on the trees and stuff like that. But
It's
for
fun
some
to be
reason,
out there.
last year and this year, but yeah, I'm
But
done.
now they have all those battery operated, they have actual socks I saw that you can put whole socks on. I know we had battery operated heated socks. I tried those for skiing. They weren't so great. But now they have a little bit different one. Technology is advanced. You can get the whole bodysuit warms up. Now that may be fun to go sit out in the snow in a bodysuit that's warming up. Because cold is.
No, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, why? No, I mean, why do I want to do that? And then you're already in the wet and everything, and then you short circuit, and then you get electrocuted. No, I do not see the good in it at all.
Well, it's just so
electricity and water. No.
well, so that leads to a funny story. I told you this squirrel story at the time about getting in my bird feeder.
I don't know. Go ahead and tell me again.
Well, we have some. Anyway, I had a railing that I could look out from my kitchen window, and I had this aluminum bowl. It was an old thing that I bought someplace. So I screwed it right onto that railing, and I put bird feed in it so I could watch the birds. Well, I'll be darned if the squirrel didn't love that bird feeder. And he would come up and they would eat. I was really ticked. So I opened the window and I got an electrical cord. Put it on there. Next time that squirrel came, didn't kill him, but he flew well. And he landed
Flying squirrels, okay.
Exactly. So a few months ago.
But then you take it off so the birds can eat?
Oh yeah. I just unplugged it. It just unplugged it. So I just needed to teach one squirrel, and he spread the word. Don't go to their house. You'll get a hot foot. You'll be hot footing it out. He left. So a few months ago, we were sitting there watching wonderful streaming stuff on our Starlink. Thank you, Elon. And I hear in our kitchen area. So what the heck? I mean, we have 2 cats inside, 5 cats outside. So what is that noise? And it's coming from the vent over the oven.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, what is in there? And then, of course, I saw some little droppings on my stove. There's a rodent. Okay, so I saran wrapped the whole thing. No longer using the vent. Saran wrap it, cover it all. And then it disappeared. No more noise. So guess what happened during Thanksgiving last week?
So how's it getting in there? You figured it out?
Well, we couldn't figure out how it got in the first time. Because to get in, you'd have to get up on the roof, go down through the vent, and walk down and end up in above the fan and in the electrical part.
Which they can do.
Which they could do, but then they can't get out.
And that usually causes the problem in the stink.
Yes, and death. Yep.
Because either your fans are going to cut them up or they're going to die in there.
Somehow they're not going to like it. So, again, I covered everything up, and my husband went up. And here's the interesting thing is we put a mousetrap up in an attic. Nothing has touched it. So he went back up, and he had to yesterday he took the whole thing apart. Turn the power off, of course, I said to him. But my idea the other day was, I could do that electrical cord thing. Because I heard right where it was, and I could.
No, but then you still got to get it out.
Yeah, but I probably short everything out of there, you know. So he took it out, and he said, yeah, it was dead. It was just starting to smell. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good one. Only one, found one. And it was anyway, found one. So he figured it came in the garage attic and got into the house attic and then down through a little opening around that vent and then fell into the little box that's around and couldn't get out. So I'm outside and I look down and I see this mouse. And it's like stiff. I'm like, that didn't just die. And I turned it over and it's like all hollow inside.
So that's not the one.
That's not the one that. See, she observed, assessed, and reacted. Yep, that's not the one that was in there last week.
Mm-mm,
The
no.
one that was in there last week had a dinner on the one that had been in there.
Mm.
So and there's no other, I have no idea where it is, but if I start to smell something, there's going to be a lot of incense smoking through the house.
Mm.
Anyway, yes.
That's the time of year we're in, though. Ugh.
And they can get in little tiny spots.
And then I've got cats that don't like mice, so it doesn't do no good at all. I mean, they're allergic to them or something. I don't know. I don't know. They just don't like
Outside?
mice. And I don't know what they're doing. They're not bringing up mice.
Oh, ours outside about everything.
No, something is wrong. I think it's because we feed them. And
Well, we do too, though. We feed them very well.
Well.
But they are hunters.
Ours are not hunters. And the old one we have, she's just like, she kind of like me.
No,
I'm a duchess. No, I can't touch your mouse.
Such a princess.
Oh,
no, ours have gotten squirrels. Now I love that because the squirrels will take the fruit that you have on the tree. We found just a tail. Just a tail. That was up near the chestnut tree. And then on the way out to the barn, we found a tail with just the hind legs and the head. Now the funniest thing is the kittens thought the head was like a toy. They're bouncing it up in the air. But they're very good mousers, birders.
No, we don't. Well, I don't know what these four out there are going to do, but so far I haven't seen them bring me anything. Now their mama, I think, was a good one. But no, these aren't. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen them do anything. So no, to me, I'm just.
They may. They just don't know it.
They may.
I mean, I know ours would. They're always hunting. They're in the garden hunting. They're over in the woods hunting. And we will see them.
No, these lay on the dog.
No,
these just lay on the dog.
Well,
If
see,
you don't find them doing anything, they're laying on the dog.
Here's your problem. They have species identity problems.
Well, I was getting ready to say, they have an identity thing. Yes,
I was going to say gender,
like,
but it's not.
But I don't know what
gender.
happened to the old cat. The old cat, no, she never hung out with the dog. She never liked anybody.
Well, that's what ours in the house doesn't think she's a cat. And she's just like, everybody gets hissed at.
So, and I can't leave her in the house now. She wants to get in the house and be warm and everything, but she can't stay there because, she pukes a lot. And I just don't want her puking in various
See,
places that I'm not at, so.
that is what our old one, how old is yours?
She is, I wanna say we've had her since at least, at no late, at least, I think she's at least 6 years old.
Oh, see, that, ours, the old one is 18.
Oh, Lord, please.
Yes, she is. She's skinny. She eats, but, and I could take her to the vets because her teeth
Oh,
are
Lord.
really bad. But I mean, she's 18.
18?
Yes.
Wow.
And the thing that is an indicator for me is that she still smells good. Her fur is still soft, but she's just plain old.
No, she is old.
She's old and she has arthritis and
I
her
didn't know
muscles
that they lived that long.
Oh, well, our other cat, Patch, he was 19.
Wow.
Yep,
We usually
we're
don't
good
have
on
them last
cats.
that long. No, we don't usually have them, so to me, this is an old cat.
It's like, well, our young cat is 8 in the house, so he's older than yours.
Okay,
But-
so no, I guess I don't have an old cat.
No, you don't have a smoke gun. But, and the outside cats, the kittens just turned 8 months old Sunday, and the parents are probably just a little over a year old. So they're
So I can have
young.
no sympathy for her because she's not old. See, Bubba keeps telling me, well, she's old and she would,
She's
and I'm
not
like,
old.
that's what I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, listen, I've got
Not
proof. She's
old.
not old. She should be out there hunting and she can fend for herself. So
She's not old.
anyway, so
from Thanksgiving, we've gone all the way to cats.
yes. And I guess we will start wrapping this one up.
And they like turkey too. Just saying.
Unless it comes in a can or a bag, I don't know.
I know ours.
Maybe I should dress the mouse up like a, I don't know. I just don't know. All right, see y'all later.